Hi guys, welcome back to another vlog. Don't you just love it when you do a whole intro? It went on for ages. I was chatting and I hadn't pressed record. Love that. You wouldn't believe how many times I do that, honestly. Anyway, welcome back. As you can see, we are inside, a little bit of a different setup. I've been waiting all week for a nice day to appear because the UK right now is just rubbish. The weather is so grey, dark, gloomy, miserable, rainy, wet. And honestly, when you go out and try and video outside, it just looks so dull and so uninteresting. So I've knocked that idea on the head this week and I thought, you know what we'll do? We'll do a quick fire Q&A, questions all about travel, getting to know me a little bit more. Because for those of you that don't know, I did used to be cabin crew for 4 years for Emirates Airlines. And I also worked on the cruise ships for 2 years. So I've done a fair amount of traveling and I've obviously lived and worked abroad as well. So yeah, I just thought let's bang out some quick fire questions, all travel related. And yeah, we'll make it a nice cozy indoor chatty vlog. Get to know me a bit better. So if you've not grabbed yourself a brew, go get one because I've got one here. It's actually burning my hands. Yeah, we'll get started, but let me pop this down so I don't burn myself. Also, let me show you, do you like my coasters? I made these. I have a printer and sublimation. So I made these cute little animal coasters. I think I was inspired by going to Chester Zoo, which was my last vlog, by the way. Go check that one out as well. I've also got a zebra, but I don't know where the zebra is. But yeah, I thought they were super cute. I love this one, the little Highland cow. But let me pop these down and then we'll get straight on with those quickfire questions. So popping up on the screen, you will see those quickfire questions and I'm going to answer them. I'm going to try not to elongate my answers so that you don't get bored. But yeah, let's get into it. I do have my notes on my lap, by the way. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. So let's get on with the first question. Oh, planet or chaos? Easy peasy, 100% planner. I am a planner through and through. I like to think I'm spontaneous, but you know what? If I'm going anywhere, I do plan it. I research it. I look into the place I'm going. I look at the places to go out and about. And yeah, I am a planner, even down to the trip to the airport. Everything has to be planned for peace of mind. Avoid stress at all costs. Slow travel or see everything? I'm definitely a see everything. I do love the idea of slow travel and I do want to experience that whole slow travel at some point in my life. But I am a see everything. I get the biggest FOMO and sometimes I hate myself for it because sometimes I just want to be, you know what, let's just chill and go with the flow. But I have the worst FOMO. I want to see everything. I don't want to miss anything because I think I might not ever come back here again. This might be the only time that I come to this place. So I want to cram in as much as I can, like literally every minute of the day. I want to be doing something, seeing something, exploring something. So yeah, I am unfortunately a see everything. Well, is it unfortunate? I don't know. But yeah, slow travel or see everything, definitely see everything. So for someone who used to be cabin crew, I'm embarrassed to say that I am an overpacker. Carry-on or overpacker? Definitely overpacker. I'd love to be the girl that could just go on with a carry-on. But yeah, I think I do overpack. In fact, I'm getting better. I do think I'm getting better. But my overpacking situation is mostly clothes. I just pack clothes for every scenario. I'm like, I'll pack this just in case. I'll pack that just in case. And you know what? Whenever I go anywhere, I probably wear about 20% of the wardrobe that I've took with me. So yes, I am an overpacker. I am getting better. Hopefully one day I can be a cabin bag only kind of girl. But yeah, it's a work in progress. This is easy. Window seat or aisle? I am absolutely an aisle girl. I don't care for the window seat. Let me get on the aisle, then I've got the freedom of getting up and down as often as I want. I can stretch my legs, I can go for a walk, I can go to the toilet without disrupting everybody. And yeah, it just gives me that sense of freedom when I'm on the plane rather than being hemmed in by the window. I mean, there's nothing to look out the window. Take off and landing, yeah, maybe, but there's not much to look out the window, let's be honest. So yeah, I'd rather be in the aisle and then I can just come and go as I please without being a problem. My very first holiday ever overseas, obviously I was only a child. I think I was about, I can't remember exactly. I was between the ages of maybe 12, 13 to 15. I was in that age bracket. And the very first place we went as a family, it was our family holiday, mum, dad, brothers, sisters. And we went to Astarte in Spain. And do you want to know the funny thing? We went by coach. No aeroplanes back then. I mean, there was, obviously, but it was kind of expensive. And families didn't necessarily go abroad then. We had lots of holidays in the UK, Haven, things like that. So this was like a big deal, going to Spain, going to another country. Oh my goodness. But we went by coach. So it took us something like 1.5 days to get there and 1.5 days to get back. So yeah, 1.5 days. I remember being on this coach, so tired, nowhere to sleep. My mum and dad, bless them, were trying to lay the kids across the floor under the feet so we could lie down and get some sleep. But yeah, that was my very first holiday, Astarte, Spain, back when I was a little and all them years ago. Still remember it. Fun fact about that trip, I got major sunstroke. First time overseas, obviously overdone it and ended up with sunstroke. Only lasted a day, but it was all good. It kind of kicked in the evening, early evening, but by the next day I was fine. So didn't waste too much of my holiday. Oh, I do get asked this question a lot because I've obviously travelled with my job. So favourite country I've been to, favourite place I've visited, and it's just, I find it one of the hardest questions to answer. I'm gonna go top 3, and I'd say my top one actually is Japan. Absolutely love Japan. I obviously visited as cabin crew, but then I did take a week's holiday there as well. I went to stay in Osaka and I travelled around from there. So I got a 3-day travel pass for the train, and that allowed me to explore the sort of Kansai region. But it was amazing. Japan is beautiful. The people were absolutely gorgeous. They were just so lovely. They didn't really speak a word of English, but still so accommodating, so friendly, so respectful of everybody, of each other. It's just such a gorgeous country, and everything just runs so smoothly. Their train system, it's elite, honestly, absolutely brilliant, and so organised. It was just clean, tidy, beautiful. I love the place. I loved it. And yeah, I think I would go with Japan as my top one, my number one. So yeah, maybe my number 2 would be, people will probably pull a face at this, but Alaska. I obviously worked on the cruise ships and I spent quite a lot of time in Alaska because one of the contracts I was on, we had 3 months in Alaska. So we were continuously every week doing cruises. The ports of call for me on that cruise were Juneau, Skagway and Ketchikan. And honestly, I loved it. It was just so different to anywhere I've ever been in my life. It was almost like taking a step back in time. The pace there was very slow. The scenery was stunning. And yeah, it was just like living in a little movie for the time that I was there. It was so different, but just so beautiful. And definitely a place I'd go back to. And my third, probably one that just always sticks in my head as a really lovely memory, was Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. I actually went there for a week and had the best week. And it's, yeah, a place that I always look back on with fond memories. So yeah, I really had a great time in KL. Oh, and you see, maybe there's a fourth. This is what I mean. The list, it's just endless, trying to find and pinpoint like your favourite place. Because I also remember Cape Town. Cape Town in South Africa, absolutely gorgeous, so stunning. But yeah, this is what I mean. I could just go on and on and on with amazing, gorgeous places to visit. So let's stick with the top 4. I mean, a destination I didn't expect to love, but I did. It's going back to the previous question, and it's probably Alaska. I literally had no idea what Alaska would be like. It's not really a place I'd ever thought about going to. It wasn't even on my radar until I joined the cruise ships and I seen it on my itinerary. But yeah, everybody just said, oh, it's cold, it's snowy, it's wet, it's rainy, it's this, it's that. And then it was kind of everything the opposite. Obviously, you travel Alaska through the summer months. So yeah, you get the odd rainy day. Well, you get a few rainy days, to be fair. Certain ports were quite rainy, but it's just beautiful. As I said, stunning. The wildlife, the scenery, all the glaciers, even the ports, just fab. Absolutely loved every second of it. Yeah, surprised how much I did like it. And would I go back there? Abso-flamin-lutely. Which leads us on to the next question. A place I'd go back to tomorrow. I mean, yeah, Alaska, obviously. I've just said how gorgeous it was. And one memory I do have is when I first flew out to join the ship. I stayed in a place called Anchorage. In this, even the hotel, it was just like, I don't know how to explain it. It was so old-fashioned, but in a good way. It was huge. I walked in and there was a big grizzly bear in a glass case. I don't think it was real. It was just for decoration. And it was just really kind of all wood, big log fires, a bit sort of country and western vibes, but I loved it. And then I went out to explore and I walked out the hotel, and straight away walking across the lawn of the hotel was this giant moose. I'd never seen a moose in my life except on the TV. And there was just this moose walking across the grass on the of the hotel. It was amazing. So yeah, I would definitely go back in a heartbeat to Alaska because, as I say, completely different place to anywhere I've ever been. Another place I would go back to in a heartbeat is Japan, obviously. I mean, I feel like I've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore there. Yeah, and I'd go back to Hong Kong. Hong Kong was a really great week. I had a week's holiday there and it was amazing. And you know what? These are some of the places that I'd love to take my mum. Oh, I'd absolutely love to, but they're so far away, they're so expensive that I'm not sure I'll ever get that opportunity. However, you never know. Never say never. But I would just love her to experience those things that I've experienced, because she's obviously heard my stories and seen my photos, but I'd love for her to actually experience it herself. Things I always pack no matter what, a little bit random, but fluffy socks. Wherever I go, I always like to have a pair of fluffy socks because there's nothing worse than cold feet, nothing worse than walking on cold wood floors or stone floors, or you just never know where you're going, like what the flooring's going to be like. And I do like to feel cozy, no matter where I am, no matter what the climate. A good pair of fluffy socks, always pack them. Travel rules I swear by. I mean, there's only one really, and I don't understand people that don't do this. You know the way you get to the airport and they say get there 3 hours before or 3.5 hours before, and people are like, I'll just turn up an hour before, it's all good. What? That 3 hours before any trip for me is part of the holiday. Like, I am getting up the crack of dawn if I have to, and I'm getting to that airport 3 hours before because I want to get to the airport. I want to enjoy checking in. I want to enjoy going through security. I want to enjoy getting into where all the retail and the shops are because I want to go and have a little mooch. I'm in holiday mode. I want to go and sit and have a little nice coffee or a nice little breakfast somewhere. Doesn't matter what time it is. If you want a beer, get yourself a beer. That is all part of the experience for me. So that is an absolute must. You get to that airport 3 hours before and you enjoy them 3 hours. I don't want to rush. I don't want to get there with an hour to spare, rushing around, trying to find my gate. The gate's closed and, which direction is it? I don't want that. I want to enjoy the 3 hours. I want to roam around every single shop, duty free. I don't buy anything necessarily, but I still want to go. I want to spray the perfume. I want to look at all the goods. Yeah, I want a nice big breakfast. So yeah, that's my travel rule that I swear by. Oh, tourist traps that I secretly enjoy, and I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even shy about it. I absolutely love a tacky tourist shop. I love, you know, those souvenir shops where you go in and they're all the same. You literally like, you've got one after the other, and they've all got the same magnets, the same mugs, the same umbrellas, all the same like bits of tat, the pens with the name of the place that you're staying. Just, I love it. And even though they've all got the same products in every single shop, I will still go in every single shop. So that's my guilty pleasure when I'm on holiday. I absolutely love those tacky tourist shops. Who's with me? Anyone else love that? Does anyone else do that? And I do tend to buy something as well. I'll always buy a souvenir. I did go through a phase of buying magnets, but then it just got like too much. So one thing I do, every destination I go to, I try and source a Christmas decoration of some sort. If it's an actual Christmas decoration, great. But obviously, depending on the time of year, you go these places, you might not always be able to find something. So even if I can find something like a key ring or something that I can hang on the tree and make it look Christmas decoration like, it's a tree decoration, by the way. When I say Christmas decoration, it's something that I can hang on my tree. So I'll always try and find something, and maybe something that's got the name of the country or the place that I'm visiting, just so that when I look at my tree, it's a little reminder of all them things. If you're wondering why you've not seen that from the last couple of Christmases of my vlogs here, it's because I live with my mum at the moment. So all my stuff is in storage, but that's a whole other story. So my own personal Christmas tree and my own tree decorations. Hopefully one day we'll be able to dig them out of storage and put them up. We'll see. I mean, is this even a question? Wake up early or sleep in? Who sleeps in when you're going on holiday? Absolutely not. I am wake up early, like I said before, get myself to that airport, 3 hours, enjoy. No sleeping in on this holiday. Yeah, if you're going away with me, there's no sleeping in. We are up and we're gone. Travel advice I completely disagree with. I mean, this is a little bit old school. People still think this happens, and I swear it doesn't. I mean, especially after being cabin crew and working for an airline. It doesn't work, guys. Dressing well to get a free upgrade, I think that's a thing of the past. Days gone by, maybe. These days, absolutely not. Upgrades, now they are given to, if there's an upgrade. I mean, you're very lucky if they do upgrade anybody. But if they do, it will literally be on a tier system. So if you're, you know, the way you have like I think with Emirates, it was Skywards, was it? Skywards members. So you would basically join their program and collect points for every flight that you do. And then there are tiers, aren't there? Like blue tier, silver tier, gold tier. So they would do upgrades via the tiers of the members that were part of their program. So yeah, putting on a posh suit, nice pair of shoes, carrying a designer bag, doesn't work these days, guys, but I think people still think it does. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somewhere in the world it does. But yeah, to my knowledge, to my experience, it doesn't work. Not anymore. Maybe back in the day, unfortunately. How has travel changed me? I mean, I think it definitely gets under your skin and it gives you a permanent itch that needs scratching, which is a bit annoying. It can be a little bit of an adjustment after you've travelled so much for such a long time, just to sort of plateau and not do very much, just go into this routine of every day. But I did find it quite hard to sort of get back into a normal routine, and I still don't feel very settled all these years later. So yeah, I guess it's just made me very much more independent. It's made me realise how much I enjoy solo travel, which we'll come to in a couple of the next questions. It's made me realise that I very much like my own company. Well, it's given me a real sense of freedom, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, not going to lie. I think you get a lot more world savvy. I think you wise up to a lot of things because you kind of have to when you travel. You've got to have your wits about you. So yeah, I don't think it's changed me in any massive degree, but it just makes you want to travel more, to be perfectly honest. Like I say, a permanent itch. So yeah, leading on from that, do I prefer solo travel or traveling with people? Anyone who knows me will know the answer to this. I am a go solo kind of girl. I just really love my own company. I love being on my own, traveling on my own, days out on my own. I love it. I just prefer to get up, go, do my own thing, have my own plan, not have to think or worry about other people and whether they're enjoying it. Yeah, so I am definitely a solo traveller as preference, but that doesn't mean I can't travel with other people. I can. I could do a holiday with family, like I have been away with my mum and my sister, and I like small groups as well. So yeah, I could go away in a little small group, business trips and things like that. Yeah, that's fine. But a holiday where it's like, okay, this is my 1 week, my 2 weeks to go off, take some time out and go and enjoy myself. I think I would rather do that alone, or at the very most with like just close family. Yeah, I'm definitely solo traveller. This is another question I got asked a lot as well, especially when I was working as cabin crew or working on the cruise ships, because I know loneliness can actually affect a lot of people in them industries. So did I ever get lonely? No, I can honestly say I don't. Do you know what? I don't know if it's the Aquarian in me. I'm Aquarius, star sign, and we are very free-spirited, independent. And yeah, I'm not that sort of person that gets lonely. I don't get lonely. Like I said before, I enjoy spending time just with myself. That's probably my favourite thing to do, is to just be on my own, do my own thing. So no, I don't get lonely. I didn't get lonely, even on all those travels, you know, the layovers that I went on as cabin crew. You would often arrive at a destination and you could go out with the crew and do an activity with the crew. And sometimes I would join in. But more often than not, I'd just have a little plan in my head of what I wanted to do once I got there. You know, if I was getting to New York, I'm like, right, I'm in New York. There's this, and this that I really would love to do or see here. So I would pre-plan and yeah, I'd just go off and do my own thing. Whereas lots of the other crew would maybe get together and go off together and do things because they don't enjoy their own company. They don't like being on their own, which is absolutely fine. We're all different. So yeah, if you're that person that would rather go and sightsee and go and do tours and things with other people, absolutely 100% go do that. If you're that person like me that just wants to go off and do your own thing, then that's okay too. There is no wrong or right. Whatever you prefer to do, it's your choice. There's no rule book. There is no rule book. The trip that pushed me out my comfort zone, I don't think there's anything like major, but probably one of the trips that I was probably more, I don't even want to say anxious because it wasn't, that's not the right word, but I was probably a little bit more weary about was I booked a week's safari. I went to Kenya on my own for a week. Oh, my stomach's rumbling, sorry. Yeah, I booked a week's holiday to Kenya. So I flew to Kenya and had a week there on safari in the Masai Mara. And it was great, but it was just something very different. I had been to different parts of Africa before. I'd been to Kenya, but only as cabin crew on layovers. So I wasn't that familiar. I didn't pay a great deal of money for the trip. I think that's probably what was niggling me the most because, you know, people say you get what you pay for. But I did review it a lot. I reviewed the company and where we were going to visit and the places we were staying and things like that. The whole trip, like I did obviously review it and plan it. And but just because it was not that expensive, cost-wise, I'm probably a little bit apprehensive before going. My first night there, I booked, it was the first night, you could get free accommodation, and it did say it was very basic. When I got there, I was met at the airport, and it was great. Everything was straightforward. I was met at the airport, taken to the accommodation, but I didn't see anybody else staying there. It was just me. So I was like, ooh, and it was very noisy outside. I was above some sort of nightclub or something, so the noise was really loud all night. The room, I mean, there's basic and there's basic. The night I arrived, I got all my stuff. I thought I'll just go and get a shower, stay in my room, get an early night because it was an early start the next day. I went to the bathroom. It was that basic and that bad. I couldn't even shower in there. I got my stuff and I just walked back to my room. I just got in bed and stayed in that bedroom all night until the next day when I got picked up and joined a team of people then, which I felt much better. So then we got took to our accommodation. We were camping and it was all good from there on in. But yeah, that was probably not the one that pushed me out of my comfort zone more than any other trip. It was just a little bit of, I guess, fear of the unknown, not really familiar with the destination. It was a budget holiday. And that first night I was like, oh, where am I? What is this place? This is not great. So I was a little bit apprehensive about the rest of the trip, but it was fine after that. So it was all good. But that's probably the only one I can think of. Oh, what would be my ultimate destination? I know this one instantly because, it's on my bucket list because I've been fortunate enough to go to all the continents in the world. However, I've not yet been to Antarctica. And that for me would just be a bit of a bucket list trip. I absolutely would love to go there for the sights that you would see. I mean, it would be incredible. I love the wildlife. It would be amazing. I love taking photos and videos, obviously. So I would just love to go there and capture all of that and experience all of that. It's a bit of a dream destination, that, isn't it? I mean, not many people get to do that. I know that you can do cruises and things there now, which is definitely achievable, but they are expensive. That is for me to go to Antarctica and explore. I mean, it would be great to do it on a cruise, but I'd love to, like when you watch these programs on TV and they really go and explore, they go deep into the thick of it. I'd love to do that. I know it would be so challenging, but it would be amazing. Just to see the wildlife there as well, it would be incredible. But yeah, I'd even happily do a cruise, but yeah, I need to start saving. But yeah, that is my dream destination, one that I've not yet ticked off. Antarctica. Some of you are probably thinking, oh, Antarctica, of all the places in the world you could go. Trips I'm saving for. I mean, I'm not exactly saving at the moment because I'm not in a position to save. However, a trip I would like to save for is, I think I've mentioned this in a previous vlog, I really want to go to Disney. I watch an awful lot of the Disney vlogs. I just find them really happy viewing. You know, when you just, especially on a miserable, gloomy, grey day, I love to put on a Disney vlog. They're just always so cheerful. They always look so much fun. I love seeing all the snacks and the foodie bits that the vloggers usually try and share with us. I love that. And yeah, it's just a happy place. Everyone knows it's a happy place. So yeah, I am saving. I'm not saving. I would like to be saving for a trip to Disney. So I did say in a previous vlog that I would even maybe like to try and get to Disneyland Paris this year. So that's achievable. I think that's definitely achievable. So who knows? Watch this space. Maybe there'll be a Disneyland Paris vlog coming your way. Oh, that's an interesting question. A place that scares me, but I would still like to go. I mean, there are lots of scary places at the moment, but I'm not sure I'd want to go to them. Sadly, because they're probably beautiful places, but there's, yeah, a whole load of things going on. So you wouldn't want to go there. But one place I have been to on a layover with Emirates, and I would love to go back, but in a different scenario, because I've been to Rwanda and it was beautiful, loved it. We stayed in a gorgeous resort, had a great time. But I would also love to go back to Rwanda to do the gorilla experience, because you can go and trek and see the gorillas and get up close and, I wouldn't say personal, but get up close with the gorillas. So that would be something I would love to do. But there is a massive fear factor, because gorillas are gorillas, you know, there's always going to be that element of danger. So yeah, that's probably a trip I'd love to do, and I probably would if I ever got the opportunity. But yeah, it's probably one that would scare me a little bit, just a little bit. 5 years? Where do I see my travel life in 5 years? Oh my goodness. Do you know what? If I'm still lucky enough to be traveling in 5 years, then that would be amazing. Obviously, I've been so fortunate and I have seen so many places because of the work that I've done, because of cabin crew, because of working on the cruise ships. So I am extremely fortunate, and I know that, and I'm truly blessed. I'm truly grateful. But if I can keep traveling, I absolutely 100% will. And there are still so many places in the world that I've not seen and explored, so many places I'd love to go back to, and not even that, actually, the UK as well. I would love to see more of the UK. For me, another little dream, another little bucket list moment would be to be able to get myself a little camper van. I would love a little camper van that I can go off in on my days off or the weekends, and just travel down to Cornwall or Devon or go up to Yorkshire. I would just love to jump in my little van and spend my days off just exploring different parts of the UK, because the UK's got some stunning places. I'd love to spend more time in Devon and Cornwall. I lived in Devon for a short period. It was beautiful. I'd love to go back there and explore that more. And obviously, we all know Cornwall is stunning. Cornwall's beautiful. And I just love the idea of my little camper. You know, you could just jump in it, make it home from home, really cozy. I'm probably not going to just pull up in a lay-by somewhere. I probably would go to campsites. But yeah, I think that would be another bucket list moment for me. Yeah, so hopefully more exploring in the next 5 years. I'd love to do some more cruises. I would love to go overseas more and see, some new places. I love city breaks. I'd love to do some more city breaks. I don't even necessarily need to go away for 2-week holiday. I'm not really fussed about going on a 2-week all-inclusive somewhere. I'd rather break that 2 weeks up and go away for 3 or 4 nights on a city break, and then do another 3 or 4 nights on another city break somewhere. Yeah, I'd rather have lots of little holidays rather than take my whole 2 weeks all at once. So yeah, you know what? We'll see. Whatever the next 5 years brings, it brings. So hopefully more travelling, hopefully Disneyland, hopefully a camper van. Me and Mum even had a great trip to Warner's. We'd done a Warner's Hotels holiday. Again, it was just 2 nights, but it was amazing. So even more of that. Do you know what? Just anything, adventure, exploring, stepping out from your everyday normality. It's just that excitement, isn't it, of having somewhere to go for a night or two. It's just lovely. Even if I went down the road and stayed in a hotel overnight, I'd still be dead excited. Would I ever live abroad? I mean, yes, I have lived abroad before. I've spent time in Cyprus. I've spent time in Dubai. I've spent time out at sea. So yeah, I have up sticks and moved before. Would I do it again? Yeah, if the right opportunity came along. I think at this time of my life, it would have to be the right opportunity. As much as I would love to still be in my 20s and 30s and just up sticks and go and explore and live somewhere new and do something different, I've also got to now think about future me. So you kind of need to put things in place for that, I suppose, which sounds really boring, doesn't it? And I've probably been procrastinating about that for a very long time, probably too long. But yeah, I don't know. If the right opportunity came along and I had to move abroad, then yes, I would. I'm not opposed to it. Even moving somewhere else in the UK, yeah, 100%. So I don't know, we'll see. Life has a plan, we'll see. What will be, will be. So guys, I think that is it. I think that is enough of me chitter-chattering away. I hope I haven't bored you too much. I hope I didn't drag out the answers to the questions. I tried to keep it a little bit snappy. So yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Sorry it wasn't a little trip out or anything like that, but hopefully you've got to know me a little bit better. And yeah, we'll see what next week brings. I don't know what next week will bring, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, so we'll see where we are next week. Fingers crossed, it'll be a nice little trip out somewhere. So come back and join us for that one. Don't forget to check out my Emirates vlog. I'm going to link that to the end of this video for you so you can click on and watch that. It is a good one. Go check that out. Get yourself a brew. And yeah, go check out all my other videos. They are all there on my page for your viewing pleasure. Thank you if you have subscribed. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. It means a lot. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, hype me, and subscribe. And I will love you eternally and be so grateful. Thank you. Until next week, guys, have a fabulous week. Thank you once again for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.